In the ashes of the end rises the Doomsday Queen.
Can you guys hear me? Welcome in, welcome in. Holy cow, there's already 77 of you guys in here. Holy cow, I was trying to eat a snack. I just came from live on TikTok and we just came over here. We're going to be talking about the nitty, the gritty, and all the things that are going on. You can't hear? We're good now? I'm going to wait to see if we are good where we're at. All right, welcome in, everybody. Make sure you slam that thumbs up button. If you don't know where to go, you go right up here. Click those three dots and give this live a thumbs up. It helps a ton. It's not like TikTok where the likes help. It's the thumbs up. 5 by 5. Thank you. You can't see me. What do you mean you can't see me? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna try to fix it. Boom, boom. If you guys can't hear me, scroll out and come back in. Find on your end. Find on your end. All right, we got a lot of things to talk about. Trump just finished his press conference. We were just listening to that. You were watching my prepping 101 video. If you're in the USA, use JASE Medical. I have them linked. You can get a year's supply of antibiotics, each and every single one of you guys. It is so easy to get antibiotics if you're here in the US. You get your own prescription and they're sent to you. Hold on. I think I have lipstick on me. Maybe. I don't know. Who cares? You can see me. Things got interesting really, really, really quick. Ooh, Lynn Murray, I actually have distilled water. I think you can see it like right there. My husband has sleep apnea since our deployment. It was great when you had a skin infection. I'm telling you, JASE they just do it. We have a reverse osmosis system here, and we have an osmosis. Yeah. Awesome. So many ways. I don't know how to help y'all in the UK on that part. Just research. Antibiotics can last a very, very, very long time. If you have an HSA, FSA, they will take that. And they also do like a firm, I think. We need to all stock up on ammo. 100%, Adrian. 100%. JASE, a very long time. Research on your antibiotics. They last a lot longer than a year. All right, let's break it down. So in Iran, 2 power facilities were hit. And 7 hours ago, 7 hours. Let this sink in. Magically, an oil refinery caught fire. Now, there's a lot of speculations with this. You don't really hear about oil refineries catching fire the way that happened, especially during an oil crisis. Understand that they have safety people there. They have so much going on. I personally think this could be a potential sleeper cell. You're making your own oregano oil. Yep. What do you guys feel about what's going on in Texas right now? Oh, there's 206 of you guys in here and only 83 thumbs up. Oh, we got to get that number up. We've got to get that number up. That number helps me get pushed out to the browser page. We need that number up. Can we hit 100? Can we hit 100 in here? Like all those chicken farms that were mysteriously catching fire. You said the quiet thought out loud. What happened in Texas? An oil refinery caught fire. Right in the middle of the oil crisis. I could believe that, but my husband's also worked with oil refineries, and I'm gonna tell you, there's always gonna be a safety manager. There's always gonna be something. I don't know on that one. I don't know on that one. I'm either A, somebody was very careless, but I mean, I live in an area that's pretty heavily with oil production, and that's not very common. And most of those oil refineries, like they're pushing safety like crazy right now because of the crisis. This isn't like some old man Wichita living there that's like checks on his facility like once in a blue moon. How do you do the thumbs up? You go right up here. There's going to be 3 dots. If you're watching on your phone, click those 3 dots, give a thumbs up. F14, thank you so much for saying that also. That's how I get paid. So yeah, there's gonna be ads. Sorry. You'll live. You won't miss anything, I promise. Yeah, there's so many. Like a lot of you guys don't know what my husband's civilian job is. He actually does safety. Um, false flag inside job. Ooh. Ooh. I'm from Morocco. The funny thing is, well, hello, and from Morocco. The funny thing is the government blames what's happening in Iran to the high cost of living. Well, that has been going on for a year. Many regimes like that in the current situation. I didn't know you were from Morocco. My husband's in Morocco right now. A lot of people do not understand what's going on in a lot of different other they don't really understand the full situation. Do you want to like divulge a little bit more on that? Because my husband, like a lot of people don't realize like what goes on in Morocco. Even in Morocco, there's been IEDs, there's been all kinds of things going on. A lot of people do not understand um how intense it is overseas. That one, Ukraine attacked Russian oil, putting put a hit back in Texas. Ooh. Ooh. That one's spicy. That one is very, very spicy. Will somebody in the chat explain to Brooklyn what a false flag means as we continue? So, we lifted the sanctions on Russia on their oil, and then magically Ukraine hits there. Then you have the US with their oil production. Magically, a refinery catches fire. All at the same time, Trump gave a 48-hour notice that now he backtracked to 5 days, but most people are not talking about what is going to happen in the 5 days. For all of you guys that have been tuning in day after day, what happens in 4 days? Right at the end of that 5-day marker. Welcome in, Jennifer. Welcome in. We're at 150 thumbs up. Let's see if we can get those up. Ooh. Esteban says, grocery stores are starting to look pretty bare in San Diego. Is anybody else noticing their supply chain getting a little bit tighter? We've been receiving emails about limits. Ooh, Stephanie said it. The supply chain will be impacted for a year. The markets will close. Ooh. That one's a touchy subject. Trump's on a mission to collect them all. It's like Pokemon. 2 gas stations this morning did not have active pumps, made me wonder if they were empty. I received notice. Okay, hold on. I got a few things to go over. Notice that in Australia, the Prime Minister was taking an account of how many fuel stations were out of gas. Tim, thank you so much for the kind gift. That was so amazing. You just found my channel. Appreciate what I do. Fellow prepper here. If you ever need, email me. Tim, I'm always looking for some music. I'm always looking for some music. That was so kind of you. Tim, I will send you a follow on there. Yeah. My email's in my profile if you want to send me an email on there. I fly into Nashville in July. I will be doing a prep week. You should go to Kentucky. It's right by Greenville, Kentucky. There's Kentucky Sustainable Living Conference, and I'll be speaking there this summer. Thank you so much. That was such a kind gift. Ooh. This one is very, very true. People are saying the Middle East oil and gas companies and the liquid natural gas is being affected for 5 to 10 years now. Yes. Just on LNG, they've made an estimate for the repairs and to get it fully operational again will take 3 to 5 years. Bowling Green, Kentucky. I will be stopping in Nashville too. So if you're playing somewhere, let me know. I would love to come see it. Greenville, Kentucky is where I'll be speaking at Kentucky Sustainable Living Conference in July. Ooh, you're making spaghetti sauce? I love that. Oh, that's a little haul for you? Oh, dang it. This is your audiobook while you're cleaning. I love that, Mythical. I absolutely love that. All right. So Australia Prime Minister is making a list of stations. We're still getting reports of fuel shortages in Scotland and also in Wales. Saudi Arabia intercepted another missile today. Whoa, let's fix that. Hold on. I hate this camera. We're getting a new camera. With how often we are doing live streams right now, we're getting a way better camera. You're learning how to cam, but you are prepping. Good. I love that. While you're learning, continue your preps. Travis says he's getting 60 pounds of strawberries. Oh, I love that. All right, so let's continue. Trump did make an announcement that the aircraft Abraham had 101 missiles shot at it. They apparently shot down all of it. Last count I have is 13 fatalities from the United States and 200 injured. It's Bowling Green, Kentucky. You're right, Serena. No, that's where I'll be. Bowling Green. That's the name, right? You have an e-bike? Ed in Washington, I would love that. We actually lived there for a while. That's where my oldest was born. I went to college there. Canning roasted tomato. Kentucky isn't far from Wisconsin. Is it really not? Interesting. Cash says he's got an e-bike. What are you guys stocking up on with right now? The strait is still closed. We know that stress. I was saying Green Bowl. Bowling Green. Sorry, Canis. Thank you. I was like, sometimes I talk way too fast. E-scooters, e-bikes. We have e-scooters. We're getting an e-bike right now. We're getting 2 of them. Bangator. Nice. I was at Fort Lewis. Well, now it's called like Joint Base Lewis McChord. Whatever new compounded name they came up with. You're organizing your first aid preps right now, stocking up on more canning supplies, including jars. I have regular bikes. E-bikes, they can just go you can go quite a bit and you can recharge them off solar. Good afternoon, American Prepper. We're going to be definitely doing our live tonight, going over. Hello, Mike Tango Whiskey. Welcome in, welcome in. All right. They did do some clarity on the, gosh, why? Give me a second. I'm fixing this. 1 second. This lighting issue is going to drive me bonkers. I'm still here. I'm just trying to fix it. We're going to see if that fixed it. It's driving me absolutely crazy. I don't know if you guys could still hear me. Water, ammunition, yep. Safe foods you can eat. Nice, Travis. Oh, nice. Joint Base Lewis McChord. Yep. You're saying it's escalating. Another channel saying things are dying down. I think it's escalating. A lot of people misinterpret Trump saying that there was negotiations, that there was, and when I'm saying escalating, I'm talking supply chain. I'm talking prepping. Okay. There is a ticking time bomb with the strait being closed, which is a worldwide geopolitical nightmare. I mean, that could collapse the dollar easily because there's so much that's stuck. There's so much. And there, the 5-day extension, everyone's like, oh, it's a peace deal. No, it's not. No, it's not. We did, either us or BIBI hit 2 of their power plants after the 5-day. There was no ceasefire. That is so much misinformation. People are thinking 5 days. No. I still have listed every single base that's still being hit by missiles. There is no ceasefire. That is just an extension before potentially shutting down their grid. Potentially. And a lot of people, yeah. Everyone's like assuming because there's a 5-day deadline that the conflict's over. No. Saudi Arabia was just intercepting 1 hour ago missiles. 1 hour ago. And the chain being like, honestly, you have the strait being shut down. Yep. 82nd Airborne has been activated. You already have the 5,000 other Marines that are over there. That doesn't seem like a de-escalation in any facet at all. Israel is moving further into Lebanon. Like there is so much going on. And once again, that 5-day marker is after the markets are closed. Then, today we had the oil refinery issue in Texas. That's going to impact. People do not realize that there's fertilizer, there's natural gas, there's all kinds of things that are halted up in this strait. And they said 4 weeks of that strait being closed will economically, supply chain wise, and food and famine wise affect the world for a year. 4 days until we hit that 4-week mark, which means everybody needs to understand your packaging, everything, medications. We import most of the compounds needed to make medications. They are dependent on some of that oil. Things are going, you don't, just be honest with yourself. Don't think, yeah, the Asian markets were freaking out before Trump's little Truth Social post. They were crashing out. I was watching it live and they were panicking. And all of a sudden, a Magic Truth Social posted extending the timeline 5 days. Everybody was like, oh, everything's okay. And then there was a massive amount of manipulating the market, which this was crazy. But when it comes to medications, do you think that the pharmacies, the insurance companies are going to eat that cost of what it's going to cost to transfer everything here? No, that is going to impact your wallet, your pocketbook, all of these things. Stocking up on things you can't grow. I just found out recently there's a lot of sugar stuck in there, and I did not know that. So that's something that could impact. I mean, I have followers from all around the world. We have people in here from Morocco. We have people from everywhere. This is something that could easily escalate more. Now, I know a lot of people want to be optimistic, and I feel like sometimes I am that ray of sunshine. Like I'm smiling. I'm like, just continue prepping. But a lot of people don't realize that there's nothing optimistic about this. Until that strait opens, supply chains are going to be slowly squeezed. More people, I find it's obnoxious when I hear people and they're like, gas prices went up. And I'm like, if gas prices go up, everything else goes up. Everything else. Everything. And we can't just assume that this is only an American channel. Just because I'm an American doesn't mean that other people in here aren't following me from other countries. Ooh, you think that they're trying to cause as much confusion as possible? That's a total possibility. Honestly, I think we're going to see that panic setting like the pandemic, right? Once it took the moment cargo ships stopped and they were quarantining people on cruise ships outside of the United States, and all of a sudden the first cases showed up, is when everyone hit the stores panicking. A lot of people are not realizing that right now, most people are like, those gas prices, they're so high. This just sucks. People don't realize what's about to happen. They don't realize that there is going to be the first casualties of war is the truth, right? That there is going to be tightening on the markets. There's going to be tightening in the supply chain. And honest to God, I think that they are manipulating the market horrifically. Discernment, yep. Like if you have a question, you're like, maybe should I prep this? You already have your answer. Ooh, I didn't know that. That's amazing. Gas station was shut down. What is everybody's gas prices? Like how much of a jump have you seen in your areas? Did Iran agree to never have nuclear weapons? Where is that stated? Hold on. I've been watching the news like crazy. I don't have that anywhere. He said it in the conference at the beginning, middle, or end. I was watching the conference. He did say, I think we won it. Oh, this lighting. I need a different camera. He also did state that very big power plant that we're flying over and over and over again we can do anything we want with it. That was near the end. I did not. On there, he said, we're going to end the agreement that Obama had from the Obama administration, but I did not catch that exact quote. Did anybody else catch that quote? That was like 3/4 of the way through. I know where the area you're talking about on it, but he was talking about ending that deal. 550, it's 525 for diesel here. Now realize when you see gas prices going up, all right, little red hen, we will see you soon. When gas prices go up, the cost of your supply chain goes up. Honestly, I mean, the damage is done. It wouldn't even matter if they agreed no nukes and everything was over. I mean, that's a pretty harsh take from that press conference. That was not the conversation. But everything that goes up is going to impact your market. Like, it's going to impact your wallet, it's going to impact your daily life. I agree with the damage is done, it's too late. Yeah, like, I mean, we're 4 days away. Then why wouldn't we pull out? I mean, if they agreed to it and everything was over, but he said, "I think we've won. I think I can say we won." I have him written down, like word for word of what he said. And he said that very big plant, we've disintegrated their navy, their army, and their missile capability, that there's no missiles. But at the exact same time, 1 hour ago, Saudi Arabia just intercepted a missile from Iran. So I don't really believe all of that. Okay, I'm reading. Trump says US and Iran have a major point of agreement, including no nuclear weapons. Trump said he also wants a very serious form regime change. Okay. And that was just the one just done now? Then why are they still launching missiles off at Saudi Arabia? Nobody wins war. I agree that. I mean, 1 second they say that the Navy's gone, and then there's like stuff being launched out at other vessels. I mean, what did they say? Day one, their Navy was completely disintegrated, but then how do we have 101 missiles at the aircraft carrier? And then why is Iran saying that they haven't talked to anybody? I have a lot of questions. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying there's a lot of speculation. Oh, insider trading. Oh, it's already started. The insider trading. Oh, it's beyond crazy. Did I hurt someone's feelings? They just hit unsubscribe. I mean, I don't know on that one. There's a lot. I mean, I can read off it. Nothing sounds like it's ending slowly. We can go over Trump negotiates a statement saying Tehran is another market trick. Who do you guys think bombed the power plants? Not the very big one, the smaller ones that just happened. Who do you guys think? Was it BIBI? Was it Trump? I'm very curious. All the comments stopped. I don't know what happened. Oh, there we go. You think it was BB? Ed's like, I think it's BB. That's my speculation. I mean, that's kind of where I see it. Hold on, let's continue. I mean, you got the large oil refinery explosion near the Texas coast. Residents were sheltering in place. Do you guys think that that is a sleeper cell, or do you think that that was just an old facility? I find it suspicious that it's happening during the oil crisis. Kayla's like, I don't know what to believe anymore. I feel like that's all of us. And then you have, hold on, let me pull it up. I mean, from what it looks like, I mean, Israel's not slowing down with Lebanon. So I really don't think that this war is over or this conflict. Hi, Mrs. Poppy. Oh, with the large message. Sorry. Better? I agree with Drop Homestead. I agree with that one. Get your seeds in, start your gardens. I mean, it would be quite convenient. I mean, Iran, their power facility. If y'all are ever wondering, that's the power plant that Trump wants to strike. That's not the one that was struck. Just so we're all clear. People are calling it the war clock is ticking. I mean, there's a lot of speculation. I don't think Iran's going to stop fighting. Do you guys really think that Iran would stop fighting? Wasn't somebody asking about false flag and Texas explosion? You said it, not me. I think, could that be a sleeper cell? Could that be something that hikes the price of oil further? There's a lot of insider trading. I mean, these are all things like, I don't know. You don't know. But they sure are weird. I agree with that. Pentagon is preparing to send another 3,000 troops to the Middle East to move the 82nd Airborne Division. I mean, that sounds, when you're moving the Airborne Division, you already have the Marines. Like, we all know what that means, right? That means boots to ground. Can we all, like, what are they all doing? They're moving all of these people onto an aircraft carrier? Like, really think about this. What we know is the refinery is on fire. Exactly, Mr. T. They will fight till the death. They won't take the embarrassment. I will say that. If we wait until harvest season to stock up on jars, it will be too late. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now. I think we're going. I think with how hard Israel is pushing on Lebanon and they are trying to like push in, the strait being closed, apparently we have it all under control, but no, like barely anybody is getting out of there. Saudi Arabia just intercepted missiles 1 hour ago. Like that doesn't sound like their missile capability is nothing. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of information. I mean, Afghanistan was mountains and desert. Iraq is like all desert. We had boots to ground there. I don't know why everyone thinks that that's like impossible. Do I have any other veterans in here? I did not deploy to Afghanistan, but my best friend did. Anybody in here that did time, like a prison sentence, that served in Afghanistan? I was in Iraq. And I mean, yeah. You guys realize that people like jumped in there, that people were there, right? Like you guys realize like those cave systems and all of that, that's real. Iran has a lot more mountains, but like they just told you that they were bringing vehicles. You guys understand that, right? Like you can offload ASVs, and if they're bringing ships, material on ships and stuff, that does happen, guys. Oh, you were kind of gelled on a carrier. We had great food and lobster. Well, that's nice. I just find it, do you guys not realize that like there was people on ground in Iraq, right? Like you guys realize that, right? Like for every one of those posts that were established, people had to go to ground to establish those posts. And then for all of us that did convoys, we were outside the wire all the time. I heard the 82nd was. I have not confirmed on the 101st. Yeah, Iran's totally different terrain, but it doesn't mean that it's not. Yeah. Mountain terrain is definitely, I mean, that's a lot harsher, but people are acting like it's like not possible that they would. If they want to section off an area or if they want to take over an area, the US will do that. Y'all are kind of interesting. I'm trying to read the comments. They're so fast. Have a great day. I mean, it's a logistical nightmare for sure. I feel like a lot of you guys like I don't want to sound like a jerk. I'm trying to like find the words to say it. I mean, it is a logistical nightmare, but you guys are acting like equipment and stuff is impossible to get out. Maybe I need to like help you guys a little bit on this. So y'all know my husband is airborne, right? Like you know that like they launch like generators and all kinds of things out. and then they fly with, and then they set up support. Like, this is something that actually happens. You know that every special forces unit actually has a support unit that's with it that launches if they need generators, fueling, supply, like anything. No, I don't think that they're clueless. I'm not meaning to be mean or rude or anything. I'm trying to help you guys understand. Like, I feel like there's like this whole logistical side that a lot of people are like really freaked out about. So I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help people understand, like, there is different jobs. Like, my husband has like launched generators out like over the middle of nowhere, and then he jumps and then he follows, and they have parachutes on all of this equipment. They launch Humvees out. I'm trying to help people like really understand, like, there I feel like this whole like logistical nightmare, a lot of people don't fully understand or encompass what all goes into this. The routes in the mountains, there's a problem. Absolutely. It's not something that would happen overnight. No, and it's not something that would even be like announced. Like, I won't even lie to you for a moment. I think there's already boots on ground. Like, SF will always go first before anybody else really is touching it. Like, a lot of people I feel like don't. No, you're not clueless. Like, I'm just trying to help explain it. Like, I know you guys don't really know me really well. So my husband's attached to SF. Like, he does that. He actually launches the stuff out. They'll, like, go over Montana, like, that's, like, one of the biggest SF bases in the country, and they'll launch all kinds of stuff and do, like, a 100-mile trek. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm trying to help you guys, like, understand, like, the whole logistical nightmare isn't as far-fetched as what everybody's doing. I'm just trying to help you guys on it. Like, when it comes to equipment, vehicles, supplies, those kind of things, like, they could pretty much, like, chuck anything out. And a lot of people don't, like, I think a lot of people. Yeah, and I'm already, like, that's what I already think. And so there's a, like, a big part of it where I'm, like, I'm trying to help you guys, like, understand, like, the logistics side. Um, but yeah, they do jumps all the time doing that. And also I feel like a lot of people don't understand, like, they do, like, water jumps, like, they'll jump, and then they have to remove their parachute while they're in a lake, whatever, and then have to swim across. Like, this is pretty there's a lot that gets, like, launched out. I don't know on a tank. I've never seen a tank launched, but I've seen a lot of things launched. That's also, like, when you guys, like, ask me about this, like, I did logistics. So, like, first in, first out, and I ran a vault for 8 years. Um, there's a lot of logistics in there. I know there's a lot of news, like, where people are like, "There's not enough ammunition," or "There's not enough that," and I'm like, I I find it I question those kind of articles that come out. I'm like, "Where did they get that?" I mean, there's a possibility we're over our heads 100%, and that's why I'll always be, like, more cautious when I speak, but I just want you guys to know, like, I mean, I think every leader is arrogant and has an ego, and they think anything's untouchable. Do I see, like, something like a D-Day kind of jump? No, because of technology. Look at the drones. I mean, right now they've been trying to push to get rid of airborne because of the technology. I mean, I don't think we'll ever see jumps the same way as we saw on D-Day. No, I haven't checked my messages yet. I feel like there's a lot of speculation and but a lot of the speculation, y'all realize like people will die, right? Like people died in World War II. People died in Iraq. People died all kinds of places. 10,000 watt. Heck yes. G Frillo? Yes. I think I own like 6 different Jackeries. Yes. When they're on sales, I do them. Most of it I've grown. Most of all of that I've grown. Not the chicken or meat and stuff like that, but a lot of it I've grown. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah. I mean, I served 08, 09. I was in for 8 years. I just try to put it in like the most layman terms so that people don't like overly panic or I mean, obviously people are going to panic right now. Like don't get me wrong on that, but we just have to kind of understand that it takes a while to build. Depends on how much I'm growing. Oh, Cheryl, a lot of people think nothing's going to affect them. I feel like the supply chain is what's going to cause havoc and just mayhem. Granddaughter's room got blown up in Bahrain at the beginning of it. She's with us now and returns next week. Oh, geez. I'm so sorry. 100%. Mrs. V is also a veteran too. Right? You're a veteran also. I feel like the military, I mean, you got to be prepared. Like I'm going to tell you right now, like overseas, like when we got blown up, it wasn't like you could just like pick up the phone and call like AAA, like, hey, so it's me again. I was outside the city of hit. I've lost like 2 tires and my vehicle won't move. Do you think you can come pick me up? Like you prepare for everything. And I feel like the military really does that. I think it will be on the day 5 marker. I think it will be the market going in on Monday. I'm not gonna lie to you. When somebody just asked me, when do you think that people here will notice? I think it oops. I didn't mean to do a private chat. I'm so sorry. I think that that's when people are gonna start noticing. I mean, unless they can de-escalate the entire situation and call it is. Um, I mean, I think it's a lot bigger than what people are suspecting. I'm trying to remember what was it? What was it on in overseas? Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm looking up a number really quick. Because I knew there was the new way forward was announced January 2007. And then there was a deployment of 20,000 soldiers. I'm trying to remember how many he activated right at the very beginning. Like the very, very, very beginning. Give me 1 minute. There's a specific number, and I'm trying to remember exactly how many were launched out originally. Do I store water by the gallons or like 5 gallons? I mean, you can do individual gallons, you can do 5 gallons, you can do 55-gallon drums. I have a 750-gallon water scissor. I pray like they can de-escalate. Like truthfully and honestly, like I hope there is some level of deactivate like de-escalation, slowing it down. I think we're gonna see though. Jack, have a good day. Thanks for being here. Kimberly says, I think it was 3K. It was something. I know it was less than 10,000. And right now we're sitting at how many people are activated right now? That's why I said, I don't know if it's going to de escalate. It's not feeling that way, but it could be a show of force that is de escalating it. I'm definitely not going to say it's one or the other. I can agree with that. They've had a long time to plan. I know they have a lot of good questions. I'm just going over each one. There's a lot of statements in here. Yeah, one of his friends bought a bunch of oil. What do you mean that there was a civil war? Nice, Fry Lever. Oh, Kate. Whoa. I did my taxes. I never get anything back. I always pay taxes, guys. I'm always paying. I don't know. There's a lot to be said. I mean, when we're really thinking about it, everyone's got a lot. Yeah, 80 seconds waiting for orders. Yeah, I mean, they send like activation, but the orders haven't been cut. I want to say the orders haven't been cut. I don't think that they've been cut. I mean, a lot of people, y'all, you're waiting for your tariff check. I doubt that I'll get one of those. I think that there's a lot of opinions when it comes to a war, which is pretty relevant. I mean, I personally don't want anybody to go back to war. But I paid like $40,000 last year. Taxes, only thing you can expect. Death and taxes. Fox News is showing a possible landing strip. Wait, where, Alyssa? Is that in Iran? I'm trying to remember how many soldiers were activated before we went. You're sick as a dog? I'm so sorry. I mean, Let's see. What does this one say? Iran's war live updates. Trump asserts Iran wants to make a deal. So no deal has been made, but wants to make a deal. President Trump was speaking on a day which Iran sent a wave of missiles across the Middle East on Tuesday, negotiations to end the war and still making. That's what I mean. Like, how are they saying we're making a peace deal and then there's been a wave of missiles? Yeah, Iran denies any talk. Like, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I don't believe for a minute there's conversation. Like, do you think that that sounds like why would they be launching more missiles? Israel's making their big power play right now in Lebanon. 100% you think that Trump is saying it to manipulate the markets. I don't think you're wrong. Saudi Arabia, I mean, and the UAE, they've been shooting down stuff. I mean, Saudi Arabia, what was it? Now it's been like about, we've been on live for an hour, so about 2 hours ago, shot down missiles. Y'all, there's a lot of crazy in here. I'm doing good, Prepper Mom. I kind of lost my voice, so I'm like just trying to like save it a little bit. Don't be saying that stuff with Osama bin Laden. Where are you from? Let's not say that stuff, guys. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That man was a fucking terrorist. That man, you could track him from his freaking time of birth through every part of the land he'd been in. Please don't do that misinformation in here. I'm not trying to be a jerk. And you can have your conspiracy theories and the deep whatever. That's totally fine. But no. 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 You realize, like, I dealt with children that were, like, dunked by his right-hand man in boiling water, covered head to toe. I had literally, like, line by line by line of which towns and cities he had been in for years because I held the children and saw the children that were covered head to toe in burns. Please don't. Don't. That's fine. You can say whatever you feel like you wanna say, and, that's not denial. Like, when you see children that are literally dunked in boiling water to get intel and that were tortured, please don't. Like, don't. Just because you wanna pretend like, play a game, I'm not playing with you on that one. Okay, can we get a mute? You can come back when you wanna behave a little bit better. Sorry. Like, I don't play that. Like, don't bring that foul human being into my chat. Ever. Ever. Don't. Mm-mm. Like, I held little kids that were covered in burns, scar tissue, eyes sealed shut. Like, you can't wipe that memory. I'm a mom of 3. I can't wipe those little kids out of my memory. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. No. And because I was a woman, I had to deal with women and children. So, unless you have the stomach to go do that, please don't. No. Oh, no. We just had to mute somebody. Like, people, they get into their conspiracy theories and it gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And all of a sudden it's this agent or this agent and stuff. And it's like, Man, like I'm gonna tell you, like, I witnessed what some of that stuff was of what he did. Seen the people afterwards. Like, mm-mm. No, it's fine. Yeah. When you guys start overstepping, I get quiet. Do you guys notice that? When somebody starts overstepping, I get real quiet and we'll sit here for a moment and we'll discuss it. Um, we can stay relevant, we can stay to the point. Um, but first of all, I'll never bash military in here ever. Yeah, can we get back to talking about prepping? I love that. Mrs. B, come to the front of the class. Like, there's things you can control and there's bad things out there, and we got to get to the prepping. So, what are the 5 items that you guys are going to be working on? 5 areas of your preps that you feel like you could improve, that the supply chain may impact. What are your 5 items? I want to hear from you guys. Yeah. That's like the stuff, like, thank you, American Prepper. Like, a lot of people don't realize, like, some of that stuff was real. You can use my link too. They have a huge discount right now. I think my link adds even more on. It's on my link tree that's like in the bio. But they have a huge spring sale. Huge spring sale. You're canning in milk and butter. Let's go. You're moving to South America, Argentina. Are you really? Okay, wait. We got a newbie in here. Hold up. I'm just beginning to prep. My goal is to either can or Mylar something once a week at minimum. It's easy. The best way I could say about it is when you go and do your hauls or whatever you're doing, rice, beans, sugar, flour, salt, those kind of things. If you accumulate all of it, just spend one day, do it. It's like a couple hours and then you're done. And you put away months worth of food. Freeze drying meals. I love that. Brandy. Solar panels, garden, and comms. I feel that. I've been working on a lot more solar panels right now. Ooh, Ed in Washington says water, canning, security, backup video. Backup backup power. I'm prepped to the hill, but I worry about my neighbors and how to handle them. Do I store salted pork? I don't know. Yes, it's in my freezer. I can it on some, but I have not like just straight salted pork. Water canning, gas mask, freeze drying. Let's go. Water, beans, rice, power source. Let's go. You're hatching out turkeys for our meats. Ooh, that's amazing. Videos on your hard drive. More soap. Ooh, you guys are working on a lot of different things. One that I am working on is the water well. I'm putting in for my permit and drilling. And then Mike J picked up some extra storage for me. And so we have 10 9-gallon food containers. And so we're doing that at the property. So that's going to be 90 pounds of food, 90 gallons of food. Now, don't get me wrong. Like when people were talking about Iran and like boots to ground, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying nobody will get slaughtered. There will be loss. There will be loss. If they have to go to that route, there will be loss. Question: how to deal with family members that haven't prepared when I've told them to? That's a hard one. You got two choices in that. You tell them to get fucked, and then can you live with that, or you prep for them? I know that that's mean, and I know that's harsh, and if I'm on your TV and you got kids around, I apologize for that. But you got two choices. For us, my uncle does a lot of pressing ammunition. So for them, I actually just prep for them. So we're a family of 5. I prepped for 7 people. When my mom was still alive, I prepped for 8. And so I just took it on. Your seeds are sprouting. I love that. Yeah, you can tell them off. You can't carry them all. I mean, I won't lie. Like, I mean, I prep a lot. A lot. Like, a lot. So it's kind of one of those things like, well, if my uncle's making ammunition for me, then I have no problem putting up food for them or medication. But you just have to kind of make your decisions. You have to decide, are you going to send them away or are you keeping them around? Send them away, keeping them around. Which way are we going? Angela, water machine. I believe their filters fit in the Berkey filters. I'm pretty sure. You can use the code Charmingly Frugal. You'll like save money. I don't know how much money, but you do. G Frillo says, how do you see the future in college after all this mess? I actually encourage trade school to my kids. I went to a university. I see kids now with multiple degrees that can't even get jobs, but trade markets, those are six figure careers. I don't see our kids owning houses. I'm telling you right now, your kid, if you push your kid to go into welding, they're going to make some really good money. Because unfortunately, the blue collar market is dying off. So I don't really worry about how big I should let my tomatoes get. So for instance, hold on. Let's just, we're gonna play devil's advocate. Hold up. All right, we got like 2 different like species. I'm not worried about size. I worry about temperature. So this one's just aroma right here. It's doing really, really well. And it's gonna get bigger and bigger. It's actually a little dry. So I need to water it. But the big thing I worry about is, do you harden them off, pretend that they're going through a storm? It allows them to feel like build up more oomph. I don't know what the words would be, oomph to it. But I wait for temperatures in my soil. So when the soil is warm, I feel like their root system won't get shocked as much, and I actually get more of a harvest than most people do, and that's because I wait. So, oh, God. Okay. We'll just lean back here. So I will wait until the soil gets a lot warmer. I actually don't plant my tomatoes outside until June, like mid-June. Even though I can do it after Mother's Day here, I don't, because the colder it is, I won't get as big of a harvest. You can do greenhouses, you can do all kinds of things. Kimberly said, who do you recommend for body armor? Redemption, tactical redemption. Have I stocked up on my Dr. Pepper? No, it's a vice I'll get rid of. I mean, I have a lot, but I would get rid of it. That's more for you guys so that I don't like freak out on you guys and crash out. I think the hard part is when I prep for my parents and father-in-law and my brother and his wife and 2 kids. They think they're coming too. I will take the kids, but I am not taking them. Do you guys ever have like what do you do in those conversations? I just have like a really honest, like I have to ask this question because I hear it a lot and you guys ask me it. But when somebody says that to you, like what are you guys saying to them? Because my answer, I mean, I guess maybe I'm a jerk and I'm probably am a jerk. I'd be like, you better be coming with a couple 100 pounds of food. Like I wouldn't even give them the conversation. This is my expectations of you. I mean, we prep a very large property and we will allow certain people there, but they already know that. Like my husband has a friend and they do a lot of tactical training together. They best friends, right? And we were talking about bug outs. We were talking about different things and they were like, "Well, we're going to come with you, blah 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 blah." And I said, "You can't." And they were like, "What?" And I mean, they don't know where the location is, but they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Unless you're bringing something to the table, I am not providing for your child. I am not providing for you. I'm sorry." Like, and maybe that is harsh and that is mean, but that really drove like a boot up their butt and they started prepping. They started like not only just the tactical side, the training side, the skill side, but they actually started putting away food storage because they realized in that moment I wasn't playing. The only people I'm prepping for are my aunt and uncle. That is it. My cousin, anybody else, I do not care. I do not care. They do not know where the location is. They do not, nah. What do I think about the refinery? I think a sleeper cell lit it on fire. That's just my opinion only. Nobody else has to agree with it, but I find it ironic. I mean, I have very strong opinions in it, and my husband knows like I don't play around. You love my Trump voice. Obliterated. When my mouth goes like diagonal, jeez. I'm not gonna go dark enough to feed them to the pigs. Like I'm not that crazy, but I'm just straight up like it's just not a conversation. I don't bring people out to my property to vacation. I don't like when we first bought the property, we had a lot of family friends that were like, "Oh, can we come out and ride four-wheelers and blah blah blah?" And I was like, "No." And my husband was like, "Well, we could do a camping trip." And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Oh." And I was like, "Cuz I mean, it's so off the beaten path. You'd have to go there to know where it is." No. No. No, unless I know that you actually have a skill, you actually have something that contribute, you actually would be prepared on some level. I'm not taking it. I'm sorry. I am definitely not the take care of the world kind of girl. You're a dork. I'm an a-hole. And it would not bother me none. I'm cool with it. I'm very comfortable with it. Like, I'm not doing and I think that that's a conversation, like, maybe you have to if you're having that open of a conversation where people are actually like, "I'm coming to you," then you have to have the realistic conversation, like, "Okay, then give me 10 grand." "What?" "Give me 10 grand. I'll prep for you, but give me 10 grand." Minimum. And that's a bare minimum. Like, you're gonna be living in a tiny house with just a food supply and a little bit of heat. I think that it is a conversation that you have to be very honest with yourself. You have to be very real about it. You have to be, this takes me months, years, like constantly growing and producing and stuff like that. Like just because I go into like teach people, like I don't even bring people over to my own house, like just because I teach canning locally, not a big deal. Yeah, 10 is just a start, just saying. That's where my feelings are on it. And I would turn away hungry, but no Jesus for you. I'm also the person that's on the internet telling people if you have children, you don't prep for them, you're not a very good parent. You think I care on that judgment? So what you're saying is I should spend all this time growing, preserving, all of this, right? I should do this so that I can rescue? I have questions. Good, Kimberly. I like that. You're lowballing yourself, ma'am. I'm just saying like bare minimum. Like we're talking time, energy. Unless you're like somebody I consider like a brother, a sister, like somebody who I trust, like even like our family, friends and stuff, everybody preps. Like they know. Like, it is, and it's been a conversation before. I feel like this is something we have to have that conversation with because this is a constant topic. When people like talk about, like, say it's Christmas time, we're all hanging out or whatever, right? And somebody's like, the world's getting really bad, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna come, I want to come hang out with you guys. I am straight to the point. And maybe that's what you guys need to get to, is like straight to the point. I will say something like, I ask things like, for instance, I'll be like, how many pounds of wheat berries do you have stored up? And if somebody goes, what's a wheat berry? I'm gonna go, flour, sugar, water. You got to take like those, like, turn that into a yearly subscription. You guys are funny. I'm a Cancer. Thanks, Esteban. Um, but yeah, no, I'm trying to like really like when I feel like I'm pretty harsh. Like, I want to see your food storage. I want to go over it. I want to fine tooth comb it. I want to know how many number 10 cans you have put away. I want to know how much water supply. If you come to me and you have all this food, but you have no water to rehydrate it, like I will straight tell you across the board. Like, no, I don't agree with that. No. American Prepper's like, now I figured out where I am. But I feel like when you have people like want to knock on your door and like set up a picnic shop. We're actually launching those t-shirts. They're going to be pretty cool. We're going to be launching them out here. Only cans, only cans, only cans. So, I think you just got to be really 7mm. Have a good day. I hope you have a good day. But yeah, no, I'm not taking charity cases. I'm not taking charity cases. I always do Top Mylar or Wallaby. Either one, those ones are great. Don't do Amazon. They got pinholes everywhere. Please don't. All right, Dana, have a good day. Have a good day. I wasn't in 88. I love that you think I was in 88. No, I wish. That was what my deployment was. Ooh. Sorry, I have to pay my bills somehow. Unless you want me to like only do subscription chats. I'm sorry if the ads are getting you. I appreciate you watching them. Don't be mad at me. How do you feel about the ones who get animals to grow for food? Oh, I love that, Jennifer. We just started teaching my son and daughter how to dispatch. Yeah, preppers don't hoard. I agree. Hoarders didn't prep. Yeah. I don't know what the brands are on the freeze dried pet food, but I've ordered a few. Cheryl says I'm not social enough to have anybody bang on my door. I agree on that. I feel like people are more willing to talk to my husband about it than me. My husband's kind of like the golden retriever in the relationship, and I'm just this black cat. My husband's friendly. He is so nice and so welcoming, and he's like, "Come on in, guys. Let's all hang out," or "Oh, we're gonna go blah blah blah." Um, I'm a jerk. Like I'm a jerk. Maybe I'm a red cat, not a black cat, but when somebody's like, "Oh, they want to do this." Oh, I thought you were born. Oh, yeah, I'm an 88. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought you were saying an 88 Mike. I was like, "No, I was a 92 Alpha, but during my deployment I did an 88 Mike." Dang, you figured out when my birthday is? You guys going to send me a card? Maybe. Some people do not have money to put away. They live from day to day. I agree with that. And that's why I offer like the $5 series, a little here, a little there. And I'm not gonna lie, like I do get kind of tired of um that stigma when we were like, and I'm talking like straight broke. Like I grew up poor, poor. Okay. Meat was a luxury. Rice and beans was very affordable. Cooking, like I still to this day we eat at home 99% of the time. I'm not paying fast food. So I do really struggle with the idea that not everybody can prep, because I see so many people getting their nails done or their hair done, or they go out to eat all the time and those kind of things. Like you can make a lot of food from just rice. You can add like one of my favorite meals. Please tell me if somebody in here knows what it is. It is just butter, pasta, and canned tomatoes. You're pretty sure our husbands are the same. Wait, 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 wait. Where did you just see that? I'm going, I'm going, I'm going. Hold on, hold on. I'm looking, I'm looking. Give me 1 second. I'm going to look. Give me 1 second. Where are you finding this? I'm looking. I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking. I don't have that channel. I'm trying to type. 1 hour. Yeah. You're on Jerusalem Post. It sounds like Iran's still sending missiles. Several wounded in central Israel. Iranian missile barrage. 1 killed from Hezbollah. Hold on. 12 people, including 6 children, 2 elderly women, were evacuated to local hospitals after being treated for shrapnel. Ugh, that hurts. Injuries following the barrage of clusters. I don't think that this war is dying down. Right now, Lehigh Roller Mills. That's here in Utah. Is where I got my wheat berries. I don't think anybody should be ashamed of the struggle. Like, I don't. I think that builds some of the strongest, most resistant people. Yep, I got it up. Thank you for being patient with me while I was looking for it. Yeah, I don't think that this war is dying down. I think it's going to continue to escalate. And I also don't believe in the news of like they don't have any ways to launch missiles anymore. Look at what's happening. Why you ain't active? What do you mean, Tricky? 2 refineries? Oh, I think people are catching up on the live stream. I'm getting old or new comments in of people coming in. I think nobody should be ashamed of the struggle. Charge. Iraq's foreign ministry will summon the U.S. Charge 2 deadly strikes targeting former paramilitary fighters. People are talking about the second ground invasion in Iraq was about 150,000. Right now, they're quietly with numbers just piercing together things. Total to about 58,000 U.S. personnel that are over there. Is that including all the ships? Me, I got out. I did my 8 years, Tricky. I got my 8. I did my 8. My husband did his 20. He just did his 20. But why did I get out? Because I had a daughter. Both me and my husband, we had a child together, and it was during the Bush and then Obama came in, and it was rapid fire in Washington. If you're not from the state of Washington, we were always rapidly being deployed out of Fort Lewis like this. Like somebody would get home, they'd be home for 2 months, and then they'd be deployed again. And once we were doing our care plan of like who would take care of our kid for a year deployment, it was a coin toss. I lost. We flipped a coin and I lost. My husband makes jokes about it to this very day. He's like, she would have stayed in for 40 freaking years, but I lost. And children do need a parent present. Rosa, I don't think we're getting all the information going on either. I really don't. I joined the service when I was 17. I miss Utah. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to my ex Stephanie from West Valley, Utah. Well, hopefully you come visit sometime soon. Yeah, that's what I was just reading. I was just reading that one. What Random just said, yeah, that's what I was just reading. Iraq's pretty pissed right now. I'm still looking for more quotes. I need another computer so then I don't have to look down. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you'll find out who gets deployed and who isn't. I mean, we could have seen this war over really quick. I mean, Trump's administration, what did they try to do? They were going to lower our disability ratings or our pay if we were on meds, and I was like, "Oh yeah, just take away all the combat veterans psych meds." That sounds good. But then I heard that they got orders, but they're not cut yet, Paula. I haven't heard the orders have been cut. If you guys don't know what the term cut means, so you'll get an activation. So for instance, like my unit, when we got activated, and then we were being pulled into with a different unit, or you're deploying with your unit, there will be like spectated talk, right? And then they always ask for volunteers first. Don't ask why. They're like, hey, who, what? You want to come with? And then there's like the voluntold. And so once the orders are they'll cut the orders. That means that you are actually under orders, and it will have like your social security number, your name, your date, your blah, 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 where you're going, those kind of things. They are cut. The orders are officially cut. Crystal, yes, take away all the psych meds. Oh God, no. Who would want to do that? F14, if you want to email me that would be amazing because I'm trying to. It's unconfirmed, but that they just went hot. There's been a lot of talk about the 82nd right now. I had a thing for men in uniform. My ex was in the Navy. My husband's in the Army. Just saying. I had a problem. Nobody was wearing skinny jeans. Sorry, I took it too far. I'm sorry. You know what? I'll see myself out. I'll see myself out. Sorry. Come on, we can roast each other. I'll let the Navy roast me. It's fine. We have anger management issues. I know. Said 8,000 boots going in. You think so? I did. I put myself in timeout. I'll just say it. I'll just say it. Ingenuine, not sarcastic question. When did you think? Oh, wait. When did the United States begin banding its veterans after service ended? I noticed it all in Vietnam. Honest to God, I think that they abandon their veterans when they deploy them. So they'll deploy us, they'll train us and train us and train us, but they will never train us to come back. And that is something that one day I hope see that change, that mentality. I told my weakness. I know. I'll give you a little stories about my husband, and then you guys will like literally die laughing. Like it's hilarious. But when we got back, I can tell you right now, like most people fell to addiction, DV, DUIs, drugs, you name it, we saw it. People they train you to go over there, and then they never train you to come back. In 07, I was getting ready to go over there in 07. As of March 2026, the 82nd Airborne Division actively deploying roughly 3,000 immediately response force. Ooh, Paula, where'd you find that? I'll go search it in a minute. Kimberly's like, yeah. But yeah, no, I was pretty difficult. Homeless veterans. I mean, they don't train us to come back. Oh, AI answered? Oh. Is there orders cut for the 82nd Brigade to deploy to Iran?
Okay, I found this on the web for is there orders cut for the 82nd Brigade?
Blah, 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 blah. The Pentagon has expedited orders thousands of more soldiers to the Middle East. Yeah. No, they had no debriefing. Tavia, I feel for that. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, like, we were doing back-to-back missions. My husband, we were just friends while we were deployed. He was actually one of the only people that didn't drive me absolutely insane. I was a jerk. I will always admit who I am. I'm not like your, hey girl, come hang out. I was always in the gym. I was always working out. I really kept to myself. I played video games when I was by myself. I mean, I got my orders to deploy at 19. I came back at 21. I really keep to myself. I just mind my own business. And I had my set group of friends that I deployed with, a set group of us. And we all ended up in different sections. And I mean, we would be going out. One of us would be going out on a mission. Other people would be just rolling back into the wire and vice versa. And for all of you guys that like have kind of met my husband in here, I hated him while we were deployed. I hated him. Like, I loathe him. I speak very openly about it. And like when all of our troop gets together, they literally like make jokes because they're like, how did you two get married? Like how I hated him with a passion. Because so I got, I deployed out. I deployed with an all-male unit, with Cav Scouts. I will never claim that MOS because I do not think women should be in that MOS. There was about 4 other females that were deployed with us, and I am a girl's girl to a point, but they were a liability, and one of them almost got me killed because she had a panic attack. We got hit with an IED and her gunner got knocked unconscious. I had to go and reestablish their comms. And so I had to go boots to ground and then climb into our vehicle. But she had a complete and utter panic attack. She locked me outside of the hatch while there was people shooting at us. It was not good. And when I got in, that was the very first, you answered that you hated him. I did. I did hate him. I'll tell you how I ended up falling for him, but that was like at the very, like the end of the deployment, we actually became friends. But I got locked out of a hatch in the Abu Ghraib market in downtown Baghdad, and there was small arms fire. There was all kinds of things going on. A gunner had just been knocked unconscious. Mind you, the woman who was driving was a medic. It was her oath to turn around and check on her gunner. She had a panic attack. And that is one of the reasons why I am very strict on who I think should leave a wire and who shouldn't, and who is a liability. I'm a little damaged inside, so my liability is not as high as others, but there is men out there that shouldn't leave the wire either. So got in, I'm pounding on the hatch. Their truck commander's like, let her in. Like he was freaking out because he had just zeroed out the radio and she cracked it. And my head is sitting above. And I was like, you need to let me in. I hit her. And that was the very first negative counseling statement I ever received. I was trying to get in and she wouldn't let me open the hatch. And I had to like straddle her in. And I was like, I'm going to call him K. I was like, is K okay? And mind you, she's a medic. She's, and I was like, my head is outside and there's literally like small arms fire going on. And I was like, I need to get in here. And she was like freaking out. And I grabbed her by her face and I was like, move. And we were in an ASV. ASVs, you're kind of like crunched in. And I smacked her across the face. I won't lie. I guarantee she'll come out and she'll be like, that Doomsday Queen, I hate that girl. I smacked her. I smacked her in the face. I said, move. And I hit her and I climbed over and I ran or like got into the back where the gunner hatch was. He had a concussion. He was unconscious, got him talking, was checking him for shrapnel. As soon as I could finish doing that, made sure he was patched up. I closed his hatch so that they couldn't throw anything towards him. I mean, mind you, at this time I was 20 years old. Reloaded their radios with a fill, got comms going, and then I climbed over her and she was like, you're gonna pay for this, specialist. And I was like, I don't give a shit. And I jumped out. And then I went boots to ground and had to run like 4 vehicles back to jump into my vehicle so that we could move out. So yeah. I am very strict on different things. I have a lot of respect for scouts. I have a lot of respect for combat arms. I knew I was a liability. I only weighed like 107 pounds when I was deployed. When I came home, I weighed 137. I put on like 20 pounds of muscle. I was in the gym every single day because I knew that I physically could not move a soldier if I needed to with the weight that I was at. I was a lot harder on myself than most people are. And yeah, I don't want war for anybody on any level. There are some people who war is just not for them. No, exactly. And that was like we had a group of medics that were deployed with us. Like we had one that was like set for the convoy, and then the others were like drivers and some were gunners, and like they were so desperate for people, and just some people were not set up for that. They were just not. That was my first combat action badge, was that my first cab. They're just not set up. But I had, I got writ up for it. Like I got in trouble. But what was I gonna do? Leave my head out there to be a moving target or move in? And she was bigger than me. She wouldn't move out of my way. She was inhibiting me being able to check on somebody. And you have those fight or flight instances, and there's not everybody that is gonna respond well to fight or flight. Yeah, it wasn't her head above. And that like it was awkward. And so the first section that I was attached to, this is the story of why me and my husband, like I did not like my husband. He tells this to everyone. Like this was like a toast at our wedding. Like everyone we deployed with was part of our wedding, and they were like, we have no idea how they ended up together. So I was part of Charlie section, which we called criminal section. They were a bunch of little hoodlums. Yeah, she was higher ranked than me, and I hit her. And I got in trouble. And it was so worth it. It was so worth it because I was not going to die for that woman. I didn't like her. I wasn't going to die for her. But so when we first got our deployment, we were training in Fort McCoy, Wisconsin, and I was with this Charlie section, and they were great. They were great people. But you had some old school Cav scouts in there, and they were like, we do not want a woman in our section. And I totally respected that. They told me how much of a liability I was, how much, and it was truth. It was truth talk. I'm not offended. I'm not offended on any level, and that they didn't want any of this. And so we were training, and I had to earn their respect. And the first thing I did was a spur march, and I failed it. I made it more than 75% through, and I just didn't finish it. Spur ride is what it's called. By the end of the training, I did my second spur ride, and I completed it, and I got my spurs. It was gruesome. It was hard. It was a lot. And I thought I had earned some of their respect, but I hadn't fully yet. And I don't blame them, and I never will. You have to humble your ego. You have to humble your heart. I think that's very, very important when it comes to a readiness aspect. And I would hear how much they were afraid that if I was in their section and all of this. And we were out on this live fire range, a driving range, where you had to shoot while driving convoys, and everyone was failing. Everyone was failing. Nobody was passing. Nobody was getting checked off. And they told me every day, they were like, a woman will never be a gunner. And I was like, okay. I got you. I hear you. And they kept getting sent back through this lane. And I was driving in it. And I looked at him and I said, I want to make $100 bet. And I remember the staff sergeant locking eyes with me. And he was like, what's your bet? And I was like, let me do it. And he was like, no, we've already done it 3 times and people are struggling to qualify. And I was like, let me do it. I'll give you $100. Let me do it. And this guy was at our wedding. Like, he was one of our groomsmen. And he's like, no, I'm not going to let you do it. And I was like, $100. I'll give you $100. You'll never hear me talk again. And he was like, fine. And I was like, okay. So the next ASV that came through, he was like, go ahead, get in the hatch. And I was like, done. Mind you, I ain't gonna lie to you. I am white trash, redneck, hillbilly, grew up in the middle of nowhere. And I used to stand in the back of pickup trucks spotlighting. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you for even a moment. That's like my wham jam. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome to the parade kind of thing. Okay. So I was like, this is the one moment I have. Qualified as expert through that range. Came through and they were like, she didn't miss a target. And they were like, everyone was exhausted. It was like 2 a.m. Everyone's exhausting. Exhausted. And I was like, let me qualify all the trucks. And he was like, well, you can't pay $100 to qualify all the trucks. And I was like, just let me do it. Just let me do it. So that was like the first step that I had ever earned their respect. So I went through and I qualified every truck so that we could go back to the barracks to go to sleep. And this was right before we deployed. So I thought we were like on a good term. Well, there was pro marksman by 7th grade. I know, like, I literally was like, we used to tie belts to my legs and let me like hang out of the back of a truck and shoot. Like, that was like, I was like, this is moving targets. This is my jam. Like, let me in. And I like mad respected them. Like, I understood like their stance. And so I felt like there was a lot of respect. So this is what led up to me hating my husband. So we are like 3 days out from going into country, 3 days out. Okay. Everyone's established. Everyone's got their truck crews. Everyone's built this trust, right? We built this trust. We're going to call my husband. I don't know. Hold on. Let me think of a nickname, because I'm going to say last names and then I'm going to dox myself, and I don't want to do that. But I'm just going to call him D because his name's Derek, but that's not his last name. So they call me in, they call me Mac. They're like, Mac, D, come into this room. Okay. Mind you, he was ate up. He will tell you straight to his face, like to your face. He's been in for 20 years. And he was like, when I was in E4, I was a shammer. He was like sleeping under rigs. They were hiding out. They were trying not to do anything. Right. And all I wanted to do was train. Like, all I did was work out and train. Because I didn't have anything to go back to, you know what I mean? And this was something I wanted. So they call us in and we're sitting there and they go, we just want to let you know, Mac, we respect everything that you have done. Now, mind you, every truck that is qualified to leave the wire was me qualifying. They said, we still think you're too much of a liability to take outside the wire. And my heart dropped. And they said, we're going to take D instead. So we're going to swap you crews. Now, I knew what crew he was in. They were 8 up. And I was like, you're going to put me in D? Like, what? And I just remember it. And D, which is my husband, the look in his face was panic because he was 8 up. And I'm talking like, my truck commander smoked the crap out of me every single day. And I remember my husband literally just getting smoked the last 3 days before they were deploying out. He was like puking. They were not soft on you. Like they were not soft. So I go to this other section and I'm like, okay, what do you mean ate up? Like, I mean, shammer. Like, how do I describe that to a civilian? They avoid everything. They really don't want anything to do with anything. They're just there. I don't know how to say it. He's not that way anymore. And he will tell you straight up, like, it was him taking my position. So then I go with this other crew. I go to check out their trucks and they're ate up. Like they are just messed up. It's garbage. It's a garbage section. And I was like, oh God, we're all going to die. We're all going to die. So I'm like going through, re-rigging all these vehicles, resetting things up. We're going back through the live range, like just not overworked. Ate up is... They're like the avoidance crew. Yeah, I would say that would be they're a little messy. They're a little not put together. A little not put together. So we get into these two sections. Now, mind you, while we get overseas, he keeps coming up to me because his convoy commander is like, go talk to Max. She'll teach you how to do it. Mind you, they just got rid of me because I'm a woman. And so they kept sending my husband to come talk to me. And he would like, team slacker. Yeah. He would come and like knock on my door. He'd be like, hey, Mac. And I would literally like swing open my door. And I was like, what? And he's like, can you like teach me how to fill a radio? And I was like, no. And I'd like slam the door shut. I hated him. I couldn't stand him. I feel real bad about it now. We've been almost married 20 years. I was not nice. I was so not nice. He'd be like, so can you like show me how to mount that 50 cal? And I was like, why don't you go get a manual? And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, go get a manual. He's like, will you teach me how to bore sight this? No, I will not. No. Like I was so harsh. Now my poor husband with his unit, like when they get somebody that's like their readiness NCO, because that's what I did when we got back. I was a readiness NCO. He literally like threatens people. He's like, don't make me bring my wife in. She's so mean. Like she will just, he's a great soldier now, not a slacker whatsoever. But we literally like, we were not like, there was no connection between both of us. No connection. Zero. Nada. Like some people like made speculations. They're like, they got together on deployment. I was like, no, we did not like each other. I loathe him. It literally was like we were sitting ready to deploy back home to demo back home. And we were sitting there, we were all playing Uno and poker. And he looked at me and he was like, so when we get back, and I thought he was joking. He was like, do you think you'd want to go on like a date? And I was like, there's some really pretty girls back home. I am not that girl. I have both, wifey mommy. I have both. Poor FAFO. I'm sure he'll watch this from Africa and he'll go, oh, she just told them this story. Like, we were not friends, like on any level. And it was so funny because our chaplain who was deployed with us married us. And he literally like came in like in front of God and everybody. And he was like, I don't even know how these two got together because she was not his fan. Oh no, overseas. I didn't wear makeup. I didn't wear nothing. Like I was just a bro. Yeah. He met the woman that made him want to be a better man. Thanks, Paula. But yeah, he likes to make jokes because he'll be like, don't let my wife teach you how to shoot because she's mean. Like, I'm mean. He's the nice one. He's like oh, let's go look at this. All of us get together and I'm like, let me see that. I'm the first person. Let me see your rig. What do you got? I don't like that. No. But I had to work really hard to have any respect. And I don't believe in participation trophies. I don't believe in Like, I know people who deployed with us that were aviation that claim that they deployed as a 19 Delta. I can't get with that. I deployed as an 88 Mike. I deployed with 19 Deltas. I have mad respect for them. I have mad respect for their MOS. And I do believe that women should not be in some of those MOSs because it did almost get me killed. With a dash of Drew Barrymore. Is it my mouth, DK? It's my mouth. I know it. That's the balance. One is laid back and one is strict. Oh, he's strict. He's like the drill sergeant, but he's like the nice drill sergeant. I'm the one that slams you into a locker. And I'm only like 5 foot. So he's like the nice guy, and I'm just like feral. I don't know if that's the way to say it. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all are still watching? Get out of here. You guys got better things to go do. Do you think I would have done good in the Air Force? No, absolutely not. I have way too many anger management problems for the Air Force. Mike J's like, he's pretty chill. You're pretty chill. Yeah, Derek is like straight chill. He is just very even kill. It's story time. Not very often you guys get a story. Somebody just said, do you think you'd do good in the Air Force? No, I would have got kicked out. I would have hit someone. I know who I am. I know exactly who I am. Like, unfortunately. This is your favorite show. Well, welcome in. I'll have to have my husband on here and he'll tell you. Like, there was a few times where he was just like, I want to know what happened when he realized that he was the man he was going to marry. Well, we dated for a year. We broke up. We dated for a year and we broke up. You were in the chair force. You probably did great. I just feel like I would have gotten in trouble. Like, at least in the Army, if you throat punch somebody, I mean, you might get a question later. You might not. We're a little unstable in general. So we broke up. We were together for like a year and we broke up. We were still living together, but we were in like 2 different rooms. And I think when he said he realized that he was going to marry me was he said something. I don't remember what he said, but I clocked that. I was like, absolutely not, blah, 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 blah. And he went to class and I had a Mustang convertible and I was driving past the university. I had a couch and a bed hanging out. Like, I'm so independent. It's toxic. I had everything out of there and I left. I didn't say a damn word. And I was the first girl that never chased him. I don't chase. I will never chase you. Never. Nope. You don't like what you're around? Bye. I ain't got no energy for that. And so I literally like moved out and I was like living out of my car for fun. Like, got an apartment, moved the stuff out, then got in my car and I like took off. Like, just took off. And so I had my backpack and I was just backpacking and just driving around my Ford Mustang or whatever. Okay. So then he tried to do, you know, like the text, like, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, block. We had a class together and he like came into the class and like sat behind me. I got up and walked out of class. I was like, I'm out. I'm out. I ended up marrying your stalker. Ain't that true, Mike? You did. You couldn't get rid of her. I literally just like straight up was like, absolutely not, never speaking to you again. I'm good. See you later. Bye. So I went to with our old unit because we were attached to sister units. And so I was like hanging out with all the guys. Well, they all like, he texts them and he was like, hey, is she like there? Like, can you like, let me talk to her? And like, I remember my friend, and I'll say his last name, Parker. He's like my best friend. And he was in my wedding. And he literally was like, dude, you just fumbled. You realize that every person is going to ask her to marry them, right? Like, you just fumbled. And he hung up. And then he called his best friend to vent about the situation. And his best friend was like, So would you have a problem if like I asked her out? And that was when like the circles in his head and he was like, "Oh, I screwed up. Oh, I screwed up. Oh, I screwed up." Like he straight panicked. Like I found my car, it was like covered in flowers. And I was like, I literally walked up and just like knocked the flowers on the ground, got in my Mustang and drove away. I was not nice. I am not nice. I will never, ever, ever change. Hold on, my daughter is calling. Are you guys there? No, I was mean. I'm hard. I'm hard-headed and I am stubborn. I know exactly. And wow, that's sad. It take if you're quick enough to throw me away, then don't be coming back to talk later. Yeah, I pretty much like I think every girlfriend he ever dumped, like, I don't know, they all like would chase him, like, "Oh, but I love you, I love you, I love you." And he dumped me and I was like, "Deuces, I'm out. I'll see you later." And he was like, "Oh God, she's really gone. Like she's done." So then we ended up back together and then we were like, I think we were engaged within like 60 days. And then we had our daughter and his family thought that we should get married. And I was like, no, I need to see if I can co-parent with him before I marry him. So we were together for like 3.5 years before we got married. 13 is postponing orders being developed. Wait. Looking. Wish you could send me where you're seeing this. Kathy says, "Oh my God, apparently I wasn't nice either." I'm pretty hard. DQ was like freedom. It went from 0 to 60 real quick afterwards. My theory is if you don't know who you want to be with, like, then walk. There shouldn't be ever a question. Not easy, not difficult. I mean, he panicked. Like I remember like seeing him in the university window like this, like watching my Mustang drive by with a bed hanging out of it. And then like him showing up and I was like, "Well, I'm going ziplining." And he was like, "Well, can I come with?" No, you cannot. I honestly don't think we could tolerate anybody else. Like you got trapped. Mike, don't say your wife trapped you. Stop. He goes, "I got trapped." I'm gonna let Stacy might be in here. She might rearrange you. Mike is actually our real friend. So you're also a redhead. Okay, so you're stubborn. I mean, yeah. There was like a few moments, like he had an ex that wouldn't go away. I mean, that's like such a side story, but like she would not go away. And she like missed him and I was like, "You want him? Take him." And she was like, I was like, "Take him." And he was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa." I was like, "Go. Get on with your bad self. I got things I got to do." Where was I stationed at? Fort Lewis. That's where I was. I was out of Fort Lewis. And Pendleton. In Oregon, not California, not the Marine Post, not Camp Pendleton. You're also a redhead? Yeah, we were a little tough. Redheads are they're a little difficult. They're a little hard-headed. Lost in the woods. Is that I was like, "Not camp, not there." But yeah. But that's just a little fun story on FAFO. I am looking at these orders really quick. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pause for a moment so I can read these. I'm sure you guys don't want to stare at me looking down. It should be opening back up right now. Qatar, Turkish president discuss de-escalation efforts. Okay, breaking. There's a new one. There's a new one. Sorry. Well, it's a good thing we had our little story time because Iran said it targeted a weapons facility. I'm not going to say that name right. Hafia? Hafia? Is that Hafia? They're targeting weapon. I mean, obviously, like, there's not a lot of truth. Like, I mean, there's truth. I'm not saying that that's not truthful, but I'm saying in the sense of the whole, we've obliterated them. You had a 99. Ooh, we had almost the same year. I mean, you know that they're like 2,300 kilometers away, right? Sorry, I was like double checking it. International law dead in practice, given the Western doubled standard on Gaza versus Ukraine, silence on Israel and US aggression. Ooh. What else is going on? There's a lot of stuff dropping right now. Iran applauds Germany's president for saying US Israel war on Iran violates international law. I mean, yes, but that's a little ironic. Yep. Breaking news, Iran targeted weapon depot and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But, you know, all their missile stuff is obliterated. So, Susan, you're a redhead too. Nice. "15 minutes ago, Iran says non-hostile ships may transit the Strait of Hormuz. With coordination, reports said." Okay, so it sounds like they're trying to open it. In peacetime, about 20% of the world's oil passes through the strait. US-Iran deal. Trita says it's improbable the US is close to reaching a deal. I mean, they're hitting Israel right now. Are they? They fight at night. Yeah, that's Paulo. Yeah, we're starting to get updates. Like, I mean, there's been like 7 updates just now. Non-hostile ships may transit. I mean, I hope that they'll let non-hostile ships transit because when it comes down to it, we're 4 days away from it being impacted for a year. I'll take 9 months. I was never at Fort Hood. I was never at Fort Hood. No. No. I was never there. Today used a new missile carrying 400 or 4 warheads, about 100 kilograms each. I mean, do we think that they got them from China? The straits are open, just not for any United States corporation ships. That is false. I have the maritime map open right now. the Marine, you can actually go and look at every single ship. I have been tracking the same ships that are from different countries for a while now that have been stuck out there. So, for instance, the Kidan is a crude oil tanker. It has been stuck there for about 2.5 weeks, and it's from India. Also, hold on. Where is it? I'm looking at the ships right now. I've been tracking a lot of these ships. You can actually track them too. Go to the Marine, the marinetraffic.org, and you can track any ship you want. All the crude oilers. Slackers, Ed's like, slackers. Yes. Do I think China will build more missiles? Yeah. I think that they're constantly always building new missiles. Really? Everyday treasure? Really? Like what? There's a lot of ships that have been stuck there. And that's not entirely true. Iran is not mad at India. India and Iran actually have a pretty decent open relationship. They came out and talked about that. I mean, the SSF Valence is a container ship that's supposed to go to Africa. That one's been there for a long time. You can like look up all of this. This is all public record. We don't have to do speculation. Yeah. American Prepper, you can go look at it, track ships, watch the ships. Yeah, Iran builds missiles underground. I agree. That is true. That is 100% true. Yeah, it does depend on which flag they are flying. I wonder what's going on at, I'm going to call it Fort Lewis. I'm never going to call it Joint Base McCord Lewis. Who else in here is worried that their families aren't prepping enough? No, we're good to go. Me. Hold on, I'm just re-updating. I am definitely not for war, but I do find this article quite comical, and I hope everybody else in here can find it a little comical. So I'm going to read it to you. Iran applauds Germany president for saying U.S.-Israel war on Iran violates international law. Somebody please chime in. Don't make me have to say it. Somebody else be the brutal one. I think Germany's just excited they didn't start this world war. I thought half their citizens moved to Argentina. Could I do a quick search on countries suffering from fertilizer shortages and what's happening? Absolutely. Yeah, let me look. Hold on. I'm searching it right now. I can still see you guys. All right, we're back. Okay, we're back. All right, here you go with the global fertilizer shortages. In early 2026, driven by the Middle East conflict disrupting shipments through the Strait of Hormuz, are severely impacted agriculture and stability. Top affected nations include Australia, Brazil, India, Kenya, Ethiopia, facing soaring prices of shortages and critical nutrients, threaten to cut yields up to 40% in some regions. 40%. Australia indicates that over 60% comes from the Middle East. 60%. Brazil imports around 85% of its fertilizer, creating vulnerability in soybean and maize production. India, Pakistan, facing manufacturing shutdowns for fertilizer due to the lack of natural gas from Qatar after the LNG facility was hit, depending on 2/3 of its nitrogen fertilizer from imports. Sub-Saharan Africa countries. 1 second, I'm on live. You need to get ready. Sorry for that brief interruption. I would not have been a good Marine. They're a little bit more elite. The United States farmers are facing high costs and are trying to secure alternatives. NPR, well, according to global spiked prices on NPR. Thailand, Indonesia, high imported dependence on rice and maize production puts them at risk for severe shortages. Shipping disruptions. The conflict in the Persian Gulf has disrupted shipping, creating major bottleneck and fertilizer exports and major production cuts. Major producers like Qatar have halted outputs on major plants like QAFCO. Rising costs put a cost in spike of 25% or more. Reduced usage is threatening a 2026 harvest, particularly in the southern hemisphere. And for those who are asking, why do we not one second. We're dealing with a family thing right now. Hold on. How's it going, Teresa? Welcome in. Welcome in. Here in Australia, we have the resources to make our own, but don't because the government. Yeah. Also, a lot of people need to understand how much it takes to grow that much food. We just have to really understand that. Imagine trying to feed 8 billion people every day. If one goes wrong, they may suffer. That's true. A lot of people need to understand that it does take a lot. Like I'm telling you, like for what I grow, that's so minimal compared to the rest of the world. Like that's microscopic levels. Well, and the part that people aren't talking about is we're going to see insane critical water shortages this year. Utah and Colorado are dry, you guys. We got no snow. You guys realize like Arizona and everyone that like gets water from us, they are screwed. They just hit missiles over in Israel. Like you guys already have to realize like what famine already happens like in Ethiopia, and now that 40% of their fertilizer is cut off. Somebody was asking, you gonna take in those babies that aren't eating? That's a big deal, you guys. This is a very big deal from a global standpoint. Not a small standpoint, global. The data centers that are going up, that's 100% true. They've been saying that we've won the war over and over again. I don't know why. Where did you see that from the press conference? They've been saying that they've won the war over and over. In Morocco since 2015, we've been suffering from a drought and many farmers are selling and migrating. Yep. Gone dry. Yeah. That is one of my big concerns. Nobody wins a war. Politicians win a war. Nobody wins a war. No one will ever. Like my friends, they're still 19 years old. They're still 20. Nobody wins. Nobody wins a war. How many likes are we at? I feel like that just came from the press conference. There's talks of peace deals, but not done deal. There's talks of peace, but then Iran just struck Israel's weapons facility or weapons manufacturing. I don't know. Lowest amount of water and snowfall in my state this year, as far back as records go. Yeah. 408 or 418 likes. Let's go. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hold on, I'm texting my daughter. We're fighting right now. Ooh, hours ago, Iran struck the Israeli military satellite database. I didn't know on that one. My wife is a redhead. Difficult is a good way to put it. They're spicy. They're spicy. They just struck their weapons manufacturing facility also. Teresa, thank you so much for the gift and the sticker. I appreciate that. That was so kind. Unfortunately, oof, possibility. The guy selling weapons does. That's a good way to put a war. The guy selling weapons does. I mean, that is just what I looked up on Fertilizer. Just say that to your daughter. No, I understand. She has homework she has to get done, but they have mandatory practices. And so I was getting approval from her coach to miss a mandatory practice. Yeah, Jeremiah, I don't see it like closing down. Rosa said 429. Do you think we could hit 500 likes in here? I didn't hear about it. I haven't researched the satellite. I'm looking for it right now. So that might have to go into the evening live around, I think we'll be back live in like 3 hours. I'll be posting a video and then going back live this evening because most people aren't off work yet. Profiting, not winning. I don't think anybody ever wins a war. I think the big one we need to be concerned about is fertilizer. Fertilizer, worldwide hunger, shortages. This is a big impact, you guys. This is a pretty dang big impact that I don't know if we're going to come back from. I really don't. The satellite thing was last week. Was it last week? I was going to say, I can't find anything on it for today. Yeah. All right, you guys, I'm going to end this. I'm going to go pick up my son from school and then we're going to head there. And then I will be back live later this evening. I am going to post some videos for you, those of you that are new to prepping. The short videos will be like little 101 style videos. Over here is a little bit. I was afraid to join your channel because I was watching disturbing American right-wing content. You recommended it to me 4 times now. I'm glad I'm here. Oh, thanks for joining. I'm pretty apolitical. I'm pretty in the middle. I actually really don't like anybody. I think everyone needs to start their victory gardens. But I appreciate all of you guys being here and hanging out. But short content will be like 101 prepping ones. I'm just mass launching a bunch of stuff because there is a lot of new people coming to prepping that are just nervous. They feel uncomfortable. They're a little scared, those kind of things. I want them to feel comfortable. I want you guys to prep. If you got holes in your preps, understand like this shortage. I mean, you can even look it up. 2026 fertilizer shortage. That is going to show up. Like you are going to see articles on it. This is a big deal. This is going to raise food prices. This is going to globally impact, and that's not just fuel. So we have to wake up and understand like what the crisis is that's going to happen. Orchard, thank you so much for the sticker. I appreciate it. That was so kind of you. Yeah, and now Ukraine is targeting oil storage facilities in Russia. Yeah. I mean, we're about to see some crazy is going on. Yeah, Steve, I feel that. It will impact more than what everyone realizes. I know. I feel like I am not even prepped enough on it. Like we were trying before my husband left for Morocco, we were just trying to hard launch as much as we could of areas that we were lacking in. It's a hard one. But you know what? As always, stay aware, stay prepared, and always have your head on a swivel. I will see you guys soon. Bye.
In the ashes of the end rises the Doomsday Queen.